Hey guys, welcome back to Sonic for Genesis. And we start off with a special stage.
Oh, great.
We're here for a while for this one. It's one of the more thorough playthroughs of the of this special stage.
Are you doing a full Chaos Emerald playthrough here?
No. Oh no. Good note. I am not doing a full Chaos Emerald playthrough for this game. It's just it's tedious. I'm not a fan of Sonic 1's special stages. I just think they're obnoxious.
They're stressful.
Look at this. Yeah,
they're the most stressful.
They're trippy.
Yeah, they're super trippy. But yeah, you know, and I find it's almost like luck based. It's like this skill can only take you so far in these levels.
Oh boy, I mean, well, you obviously have not watched a lot of Awesome Games Done Quick.
Oh no, I know there are people who can do this like in a matter. How did I not? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like I broke a sweat here. But yeah,
no, it's fine. Will, what did you capture this on? Actually, did you capture this from like a Genesis? Like, what's this
so
from?
for this game, I captured using directly a Genesis.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could even do that.
I'm using the Elgato game capture, not the latest model. Yeah, I was just messing around and found a few cables and hookups to get this working, and I was shocked when it did.
That's really awesome.
Well, it comes with the AV cable, so you can do it, right?
I'm not sure if mine, it might have, but I needed to, my Sega Genesis, I lost most of the cables for, so I had to go to a store.
Not the Sega Genesis, I mean the Elgato.
Oh, the Elgato, yes. The Elgato had everything, had all the adapters that you need to record this, I believe.
Man, I was so close to getting an Elgato at like Cyber Monday because they were pretty cheap. I think it was $130 or something.
Not bad.
That's in Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't because I have a pet rabbit who is free roam in my apartment, and cords and rabbits don't go together very nicely, and there was just like no way to hook it up.
Yeah, you said rabbits take a lot of space, don't they?
Yeah, but like one day I'm gonna get one of those Elgatos and set some stuff up.
Yeah.
I got mine a few months ago. It was because I was just like, I finished my master's and I was thinking of doing this for the longest time. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's do this. This is my like reward to myself. And yeah, I haven't really used it too much, but I mean, it's handy. And I was actually able to get a job because a temporary contract job because at TSN because I knew how to use it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh, was it doing like esports stuff?
Well, sort of. They wanted to set up like a Twitch network and stuff, so I had to like set all the stuff up, and then like I had to. It was mostly just for like webcam stuff, but they also wanted to use the Elgato too, so I had to set it all up.
Cool.
Fun story. I ended up like driving myself bonkers because the Elgato wouldn't work with the TV they gave me. And I had to venture all across the city to go back home and test mine, and turns out the problem was their TV.
Oh man,
it always goes down like that. Technical issues.
Yeah, those are those producer problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's going on right here, Will?
So I'm glad you brought that up, Dan, because this is a part of this level that I didn't remember when I first played through. And usually, like for the other games that I've done, I do test playthroughs before I record them. But for Sonic 1, I'm like, nah, I got this. And then I started up the game, I'm like, oh my god, I remember nothing. Yeah, but right now we have probably the slowest platforming in the game. Sonic is literally riding a block over lava. It's yeah.
Hey, gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Yeah, that's it. But actually, that was a mistake.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Sonic's in a jam. Sonic's in a jam.
Sonic's in a jam. It's a Sonic 3D jam.
Wow, that pretty much makes it impossible to progress now.
Yeah, that's basically what happens here. So I just stick my head into the lava and called it a day.
Dr. Eggman
go
has
full ostrich on this.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That is a level design fail.
Because it's like you don't really have a chance, especially if you don't have any rings. Then you have no chance of going back.
It would be better if there wasn't that second platform on the left you can jump into. Then it's like, oh, I have to go to the right one. But it's like in that case, it's like, oh, I can go to either or. But it's like, oh, if I go to the left one, I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's like, why does it stop you there? Like, why did they put that one random platform there? They should have given you the option to at least be able to make a skill jump back to the other side. But nope, they just weren't feeling it that day.
They just weren't really feeling it.
They weren't really feeling it, yeah.
Have you guys actually ever played Xenoblade Chronicles? I have not.
Nope.
No. I wanted to, but I mean, you know, Nintendo's like, hey, we made this cool game. Let's not sell any of it.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can get it on a new 3DS now.
Well, yeah, if you have a new 3DS.
Yeah.
Is there a point in getting the new 3DS? Because like I'm very happy with my 3DS XL, and like I see no reason to buy a new 3DS.
Well, apparently, like they're like, oh, this is like one of the first new games that will only be playable on the new 3DS, and I don't think there's been any other one.
No,
no, the Rebirth of Isaac was. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, surprisingly, of all games, like.
I know how much trouble they had getting that onto a Nintendo console too.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, but the thing is, like the new 3DS, like literally the only really, I guess, improvements is that like Smash loads faster. That's pretty much.
Yes.
I mean, there are like the one thing that makes me think about getting one is I've never played Monster Hunter before, but the Monster Hunter that's on 3DS is supposed to be quite good. I forget which one it is. I think it's Monster Hunter 4 that's on 3DS.
It's either 3 or 4.
It's 3 and 4.
Right. Okay.
I'm just gonna say Monster Hunter though is sort of a acquired taste where you like it or you don't. I'm in the category I just don't, even though I want to like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm aware has like a learning curve and like will take up a lot of my time. And I generally don't like games that eat up a lot of my time. I like games that I can sort of get through quickly.
Wait, don't you play Animal Crossing though?
Oh, I love Animal Crossing. But Animal Crossing is great because Animal Crossing is just like, you know, you play it for an hour here, an hour there. Like, I was actually surprised because I was looking at my 3DS stats the other day just in terms of like how long I've played certain games for, and I was really shocked to find that Animal Crossing is like I put in, you know, 70 or 75 hours in Animal Crossing, which is like I didn't feel that because I'm just putting in like an hour here. You know, it's like, oh, I've got some time on the bus. I'll play some Animal Crossing. And the game actually sort of tries to limit you from playing it for too much at any one given time. So like it's this game that sort of fits into your daily life really well as just sort of a ritual, a thing that you do. And I really like that. Yeah. But it's like Monster Hunter is intense, right? It's like intense. There's a lot of stuff to learn.
Yeah, I could explain my issues with Monster Hunter, but I think that goes on a tangent with what.
Sure. Sure. We'll save that for the Monster Hunter series, obviously.
Oh God.
Yeah, which you're gonna be doing, right, dude?
Oh yeah. Okay, so what zone have we transitioned into here?
So here we are. We're in I do not recall this zone's name. But I really do dig the music. But this zone is it houses the slowest platforming sections, and here we are right now, where Sonic literally just stands and waits for these blocks to just shift perspective. But yeah, it's in terms of difficulty, this is where things start to increase a little bit. Like, you know, the enemy placement becomes a little more obnoxious. Platforming, as you can see here on the stairs, gets a little more precise. So in terms of in terms of difficulty increase in this game, it's a steady incline, I would say. Nothing ever gets too insane until you get to Labyrinth Zone, which is the next one coming up.
Yeah, so I remember, like, in Sonic 2 specifically, getting stuck on whatever that casino level is.
Casino Night Zone?
Yeah, Casino Night Zone. I would always get stuck there.
Yeah, that's. Wait, what was it about Casino Night that got you stuck?
Honestly, I don't
Usually
remember.
It's Metropolis Zone.
You know how old I was? I was 5 or 6.
That's no excuse.
So, you know. But it's like, it's more that, like, it's more about these sort of old game trappings that make these games difficult. Like, and then, like, the games themselves, like, the level design is, like, pretty tricky, but also, you know, you have limited lives, you have a limited number of continues, and so that sort of stuff, you know, makes it pretty tricky to get through.
I mean, I'm sure you guys know this today, but like, live systems aren't really a thing anymore, and like rightly so. Like, it made sense back in the days of like arcade games. Oh, this is Spring Yard Zone, by the way. Yeah, it made, like, you know, the live systems made sense. Like, you know, in the arcade games where you had a limited time with a quarter to play a game at, you know, the local shop. But like nowadays, whenever I see like a live system, I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna give me a game over? Most games.
I mean, it's funny though that because like some of the live systems in the games that still use it, they don't even count really. Because I mean, like if you try to do like a live system in a Mario, like Mario still has a live system for some ungodly reason, and But the thing is, though, if you lose all your lives, it doesn't matter. It just gives you more.
Yeah, it gives you more, and it usually starts you not too far from where you left off. Like, because Mario levels are, short by nature.
There is so I'm thinking specifically of 3D World because that's the most recent Mario game I've played, and actually the only 3D Mario game I have actually beaten.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I was only a Sega kid.
Yes.
I did not have an N64. I did not have a GameCube.
Somebody
It's
get
only
that.
the Wii U. I mean, other than handheld stuff, the Wii U is the first Nintendo console I've owned.
Wow.
Somebody get that kid a Galaxy.
Yeah, I already bought it. I have it on my Wii U, but I have not played it yet. I'm planning to go back and do sort of 64. But I loved 3D World. I actually thought 3D World was the first game I played on my Wii U, and I adore that game. I think that game is absolutely incredible.
It's well done, and it's great multiplayer too.
Oh, that's funny. I never play in multiplayer.
Oh, there we go.
I love 3D World, but as after Galaxy sort of spoiled me, I was kind of disappointed with it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I find just the level design super inventive in that game. But
Yeah, I agree.
There's that Mario Kart level, which was actually pretty neat.
Oh yeah, I love that level.
Yeah. But yeah, so going back to the lives things, I mean, they have lives in that game, and you have a limited number, and when you run out of that, you just sort of go back to the overworld, and you have to start the level from the start instead of from a checkpoint. I don't think that's valueless. I think, I feel like that just sort of adds to this tension. It also
Really?
makes you have to know the levels a little bit better. I mean, it's never... The 3D World actually, in its later levels, can get pretty tricky. Never, so tough that you can't beat it, but, it's hard. I felt like I had accomplished something when I beat that game fully. And there's definitely, a lot more tension added to it when you do have that live system. And it also supports you sort of having a good run.
That's interesting. Yeah, because taking away the live system, it's sort of it's sort of like taking away a safety net. Yeah, that's interesting.
It cuts away some tension, right? Because it's if you don't have lives, you're gonna always go back to the checkpoint, which means you're eventually going to beat the game, right? But you'll be doing it in these weird sort of disconnected chunks, almost, rather than having to do at least good enough to not lose all of your lives on throughout the game, right? Throughout the level, rather.
I would agree with you. The problem is that in a game what the heck happened there? But I would agree with you. My biggest problem, though, at least with 3D World, is that the levels are not that hard that you're going to be really set back by going all the way back to the beginning instead of a checkpoint, and also because if you fail enough, it'll ask you if you want to use Super Guide. It will just do the level for you. So I mean,
but the Gold Star. I mean, that thing that's an optional thing, and a thing that I got those a lot and always avoided them. I was just okay, whatever, I don't want to do this. But I think it's a good option to have. A long time ago, it was really only a couple of years ago.
far away.
It was really only a few years ago, but there was a writer from BioWare was talking about how there are now a lot of settings in games where you can ignore the story almost. You can, whereas she was basically making the point of, hey, you can skip cutscenes, so why wouldn't you be able to just skip the gameplay? Which is I think that makes sense. I think I'm playing through Mass Effect right now with my girlfriend. I'm sort of driving, and she's sort of making all the choices, and that's a game that she wouldn't be able. We take for granted how much games favor us as people who have grown up with games and understand how a controller works and how a UI is supposed to look and all of these sorts of things, where it's she wouldn't have been able to explore that game and that world and that plot and those characters if she was playing it. It just wouldn't work. So I think the idea of giving people an out of hey, maybe you don't have the hand dexterity to beat this level, but you still want to see this game, so here's a star. I think that's actually a really smart move that is really helpful in making it easier and more accessible for people.
I actually agree with you. Like in my new media undergrad, we had to learn a lot of that and when I had to sort of deal with people making games, like you see a lot of people who just do not understand like the whole, okay, if you realize that no one besides you is going to understand any of this, and then I have to try to explain, okay, why exactly, like you have to change this or you have to change that or you have to make something look like this because it has to be accessible. It has to like sort of people have to know what they're interacting with and how it's going to affect the whatever world they're in. And it's like a lot of people just don't understand that because especially when it comes to games, because they're like, oh, must add more features, we must do more cool stuff. I'm just like, do something simple and make it work and make it understandable, because if you're the only one who can understand any of the crap that's going on right now, then there's no point in it because it's for an audience.
I mean, that's like one of these design things that people think about is this idea of like you have to test it with people because you have to see if you're communicating these things properly. Yeah. But I'm also even thinking it in terms of like, a film, you don't need any skills to watch a film. You need skills to analyze a film, but not just to like sit there and watch it. To read a book, you have to know how to read. But it's sort of the same deal. As long as you have the skill to read, you can read a book. You don't necessarily understand it, but you can read it. Whereas like games, if you can't recognize sort of these sort of traditional game design elements and all of these sorts of things, or you don't have the like skills to navigate a controller, you actually can't play a game and you like cannot get through it. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a barrier to entry there that isn't in any other medium.